Welcome back, Commander. In this video, I'll be sharing my first impressions with you on Mass Effect 1 of the Legendary Edition. If this is your first time here, I make videos on Mass Effect, and I already have plenty of videos to choose from on my channel, so make sure you check out those after you finish watching this one. Okay, this is the first impression, so I'm only looking at Mass Effect 1. This is a couple of reasons. One, it's the game that's had the most work done to it, and two, it's the only one I've played so far. For Mass Effect 2 and 3, I'll do my first impressions bundled in with my lot mod comparisons, and they'll be coming in the following weeks. So back to Mass Effect 1. I'll be keeping this spoiler free. I know the original game came out over 14 years ago, but with the Legendary Edition bringing in a whole new fans, and many of them in the comment section confirming it's their first time, I don't want to venture into spoiler territory. So what do you think of the Legendary Edition? Have you had a chance to try it out yet? Let me know in the comments. From the outset, you can tell there's a lot of care and attention that's gone into Mass Effect 1. Everything looks bigger and brighter and sharper. Starting off with the character creator, there's now more ways to customise your Shepard, and I am quite partial to the purple hair. Once you get to step into the shoes of Shepard, you get this feeling of familiarity. You know these people, you remember the highs and the lows, but something is different. I think the best way to describe it is like waking up in the morning and that dream you were just having starts to fade. Well, the original game is the dream, and what you're looking at now is what you thought you were looking at back then when it was first released. The Legendary Edition brings back that dream. It brings it back to the front, but it's not quite the same as you remember it. Okay, so I'm probably not making any sense, so let me just show you. Back in 2007, this was the scene where we could see Shepard talking with Anderson and the Taurian Nihilus.
Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
In the original, it's quite dark. It gives you a sort of secretive feel to it. Now in the Legendary Edition, it's a lot brighter.
He wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
The scene looks sharper, cleaner, and that's when you notice how dark the original game was. My Mass Effect 1 game is modded, so it does look a little lighter than the base original, but you still get the idea. Feel free to give that analogy a boom on the like button. However, having areas lighter isn't always a good thing. Take this scene. In it, Saren is talking to Matriarch Benezia.
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime, the Normandy, a human alliance vessel. It was under the command of Captain Anderson. They managed to save the colony.
And the beacon.
In the original, the background is completely dark, giving the characters on-screen full focus, making the scene feel sinister and scary, and rightly so. These are the antagonists of the game. The scene wants you to be kept in the dark, and you can't know what their motivations are. Now let's take a look at the Legendary Edition. It's a lot brighter. It looks almost like someone's turned the light on, and now you can see it's just a room with some randomly placed furniture. It kind of loses that sense of mystery. Another area that doesn't feel quite right or quite as you remember it are the characters' faces. Captain Anderson here looks like he's had a very bad facelift, or he's wearing some kind of mask with the eye holes cut out, and they've also tried to make some of the characters look younger. For some unknown reason, Dr. Chakwas has had her roots done, and Presley is clearly feeling a little self-conscious and has cracked open that big bottle of Just for Men. But from what I've seen so far, and I'm only a few hours in, overall it is a vast improvement. Combat is 50-50. For everything they've improved, you can find an equal and opposite amount of frustration. For example, anyone can use a sniper rifle, but they've taken off the weapon sway, so you no longer need to invest points into it to get better. You just snipe enemies from across the map with pinpoint accuracy every time. Admittedly, I'm playing on the normal difficulty and I've not actually tested this on hard or insanative, but in the original, even normal had weapon sway. The heads-up display looks very clean and unified, but you can't map your squad powers to command them on the fly like you could with Mass Effect 2 and 3. You still have to bring up the power ring and manually select them, and they don't lock on like the later games, so if you throw a biotic lift, all the enemy has to do is move out the way and it completely misses them. But it's not all doom and gloom. These are probably me just being nitpicky. The planets you visit, you can tell, has had a lot worked onto them. They look gorgeous. New terrain details, better lighting, really makes you want to stop and go explore these places all over again. The mako's been improved significantly. The weapons now aim where you want them to, and you have a little booster that can help with the terrain. I never had an issue with the original mako, unlike many others, and even though I think what they've done is a vast improvement on the original. For all you hardcore Mako fans though, you don't have to stick with the new controls, you can just head into the options screen and change them back to the 2007 version. So here's what I've learned from my first impressions. It's a beautiful looking game. My PC is over 7 years old, so I can't imagine what this is going to be like in 4K. I've learned that it still has some faults and people have reported hitting a lot of bugs. I've been quite lucky and not had any bugs so far. And I've also learnt I'm not very good at using analogies. To see the latest news on Mass Effect Legendary Edition, including the possibility of a return to the multiplayer, click the links on screen now. Big thank you to all my supporters, including Nerdy Dude, Beverly and Takes to Know, and I'll see you next time. Commander.